Hello, welcome to the Cozy Corner. Today we're playing Dungeon of the Endless. Dungeon of the Endless is a sort of tower defense RPG kind of mix. You control a cast of characters. You crash into this laboratory deep inside this planet from an exploding prisoner ship. And you choose characters that make up a team between the crew of that ship, the prisoners on that ship, and the natives who were kind of held up in this experimental lab. It's a very interesting game. Requires a lot of thinking and resource management. I've come to find I really like this game. And I like the universe it's in. It does an interesting sort of storytelling. You'll have certain stories happen when certain characters are in between levels together over time. There's a lot of great things about this game. And so I decided to do a Let's Play, and a very thorough Let's Play of this game. This is going to have a lot more episodes than usual. This is basically a survival match of 12 floors. And I think I did about 13 playthroughs in order to completely get all the storyline content between characters, complete all the ships, do all that. So, no matter if you've played this game before, and there's a character you like, you're going to find them in a playthrough on this. You haven't played this at all? Well, this is a great introduction. I'm starting from like the first successful playthrough I've had forward. I'm only uploading successful playthroughs. I've made several attempts and failed. This game can be pretty tough, learning to, figure it out. So, this first playthrough here is on the escape pod, which is your basic pod. It has no special parameters, and you can bring in 2 characters. You can recruit more characters as you're playing. One thing I should note is that it says 2 difficulty settings when you're picking, 2 easy and easy. That's just sort of a joke. It's normal and hard mode, and because easy mode will absolutely destroy you if you haven't played this game quite a bit, to be honest. Easy mode is still hard for me, even now. So, I did record audio commentary while playing this. But in the first one, maybe some parts of the second one, I'll have to check. I had moments where I would get up to use the bathroom or whatever. It's a long game. It's going to be at least 4 to 5 hours on your first playthrough, at least. And I'd mute my mic, but I'd forget to unmute it for quite an amount of time. And yeah, I don't really want to have this uneven, empty spots in the playthrough. Give people a false idea. So for those sections, and it looks like 3 or 4 floors in this playthrough, I'm going to just do post commentary. What I'm doing right now, which is kind of nice because I'm doing this after having played through the game more than a dozen times. I know stuff much better now. I guess I'll start by talking about the characters I picked here. So you start with 4 characters: Max, Sara, Gork, and Nurse Ratched. If you have DLC, some of it free, some of it paid, all of it worth it. Trust me. You also have a couple other characters per selection. You'll have the Team Fortress 4 characters. You'll have 3 characters from a rescue team: Rosetta, which was a community-made character; Josh, who what did he come with? He comes with the library pod. And Krayang, who comes with the refrigerator pod. Those are actual modifiers. I guess they're kind of like modifiers for the game. They have you play completely differently depending on the pod you're in. So the first 2 characters I've chosen here are Sara and Gork. Sara, I did that for a couple reasons. 1, I didn't know what I was doing. 2, I wanted to get some of these character stories in. I was interested in how these things play out, how they work. I have played a lot of narrative-based games, and I like storyline. Even in a game that's very gamey, like this, very gameplay-oriented, it's nice to have that little splash of storytelling. So Sara and Gork have a storyline, and the way character storylines work is every time you complete a floor with the 2 characters in it, you'll advance one of the character storylines. If you have multiple ones, it'll alternate between them, I believe. But, so, after I beat this floor, they'll have the first character conversation between Sara and Gork. And Sara and Gork will go on for 7 floors, and at the end of the 7 floors, you get special effects based on the character story ending. Like actual in-game buffs. So, to describe the characters, first we have Sara. Sara is the fastest character in the game. She has the highest speed, and her speed grows a lot when she levels up. This makes her the ideal crystal runner, because picking up the crystal will make you able to only move with a certain percentage fraction of your speed. So the higher your speed, the faster you are with the crystal. Sara, she gets 2 abilities. Her first ability is Run Away, which gives her a huge speed boost to allow her to get between rooms really quick. And her second one is Turtle Mode, which reduces her speed to give her some defense. Sara uses swords, and she has 1 armor slot and 1 accessory slot. Her disadvantages are actually pretty numerous. She's squishy. Way too squishy. We used Sara a lot in our multiplayer sessions when we were first just checking this game out with me and my friends, which should be uploaded before this. And you'll see her squishiness is a big problem, actually. We didn't really have anybody really strong to fight off enemies, and Sara is not the one to do that in the first place. Now, these artifacts you just saw me pop up, what those do is you can expend science resource to research them. And you get new resources, you get whatever you research after 3 doors. Pretty much everything in this game functions off of this door system, where waves of enemies only come and you gain your resources when you open at the next door. Enemies will pop up in darkened areas. To light up areas, you're expending the gold-yellow resource at the top called Dust, which you can get from walking into rooms, you can get it from killing enemies, you can get it from various things. Mostly from those 2 sources, but anyway. Enemies will have a chance of spawning from any room that doesn't have dust in it, or doesn't have a hero. Since heroes sort of utilize and are powered by dust, they have the same effect when they're standing in a room. So let's say we left Sara in this dark room, for instance, like the artifact, and we open the door, there'd be no chance of enemies spawning in the room she's in. They can spawn behind her in this situation, maybe, like that one just did. Basically, enemies are going to be coming for your crystal, and if it gets destroyed, you lose. Or, if you lose all your heroes, game over. Enemies come in a whole bunch of different types of hordes. Oh yeah, our other characters, Gork. Gork is tank. He's got pretty good DPS, pretty good defense. He's slow as hell. His first ability gives him a speed and attack boost, which can let him get to areas quicker. And his other one... Man, what was Gork's other ability? I think it's another attack power increase. I can't quite remember. I don't use Gork a lot. This is like maybe one of 2 playthroughs he'll be involved in, because I can't stand characters that can't get where I need them to in an emergency. So here I'm making a mistake I'm going to make for a lot in this first run, maybe even a couple more. It's not even a mistake, it's more like why not, but abilities on your character are not applied. I don't think they're applied when you're carrying the crystal, so I don't think hitting Run Away and then picking up the crystal changes anything. Perhaps one of the character's abilities that boosts everyone's speed might affect you, but it's hard to tell. So your goal is to get the crystal to this exit. After the exit's found, you can take it at any time. You want to get your heroes in there. Now here's the first storyline.